So away we go then, as Russia in their all-white strip kick off, attacking the goal to our right. The Italians, of course, in their famous blue jerseys and white shorts. The group of death, they've labelled this one. Germany off to a flying start, very impressive in their opening game. I wonder what the response will be today from two also very strong teams. The Italians, of course, World Cup finalists in America in '94. Del Piero with the first shot of the game, a rather tame one though. There's so much resting on this young man's shoulders. Alessandro Del Piero did rather fade away towards the end of the campaign for Juventus. He played so many matches, but I'm sure he'll be fresh and raring to go for Euro '96. On by Del Piero to Zola. Will be playing up front then in tandem with Casiraghi. No place for Ravanelli, although he has been carrying a minor injury. This is Simbola, one of the key figures in the Russian team. Very talented player. One of the contingent from Spartak Moscow, who impressed so much in the early stages of the Champions League. Then to the Italians, which Musi will take as Arrigo Sacchi looks on, hoping the preparations are right and that his team can make a real impact in Euro '96. Albertini with the cross, away by Onopko. The Russians, who are fluent, fast, counter-attacking side. This is Maldini to Del Piero, who'll be playing mainly out wide on the left. Not a role he's particularly content with himself, but that's the way Arrigo Sacchi wants to play him. Early problem then for Mostovoy, player with exceptional pace up front for the Russians. But they have been weakened by the loss of one or two important defenders. Mamedov and Klestov, both missing from the championships. Here's Del Piero. Casiraghi is pulled into the centre. Maldini was wide of Del Piero. Then here's Casiraghi. And the shot charged down. Cleared by Radimov, but not very effectively. Zola now, trying to create some space for himself. But then Del Piero not on the same wavelength as his captain Paolo Maldini. Victor Onopko. Then by Bushmanov, but failing to link up with Tetradze. Onopko, so much of the Russian players funneled through him. That was Mostovoy with the pass, then Kolivanov. This is Kanchelskis, who got a terrific reception when he came out, and his name was announced over the public address system. Onopko. So often he'll be the last line of defence, but then will take the opportunity to come forward, but not now. This is Casiraghi! A chilling finish and a great start for the Italians. Just 4 minutes gone. Some really careless defending then by Russia, and they've been fully punished by Casiraghi. Pierluigi Casiraghi, his 9th goal for his country. And just look at the room he had here. Some dreadful work by the Russians. And the shot was too good for Cherchesov. Elivio, who supplied the pass then, and Casiraghi with that lethal strike. And no chance there for Cherchesov, who was clearly deceived. Kapin. Now Kanchelskis, a shattering blow for the Russian team. Something of a controversial selection by Arrigo Sacchi to include Casiraghi at the expense of Ravanelli. And I would imagine he'll be allowing a little smile to himself now down on the bench, Arrigo Sacchi. Pierluigi Casiraghi, who had a fine season with Lazio, and his reward was a place in the starting lineup, and he has now, well, confirmed the faith that Arrigo Sacchi had in him and repaid that with the opening goal. The Russians building swiftly here. Kanchelskis. Here's Kanchelskis again. Swinging over the cross, and he's forced the corner. Came off Costa Curta, the Milan defender. Playing alongside Apolloni at the heart of the Italian defence. No Franco Baresi these days, of course, and Maldini playing on the left. There had been a suggestion he might have operated in the centre, but Sacchi preferring to keep him in his more familiar role. Simple are then with the corner. Onopko has come up from the back. Away at the second attempt by Del Piero. To Tranza. To Bushmanov. Now Onopko. Bushmanov here, a relatively untried defender at this level. They've had to make changes at the back because of injuries, the Russians. In the absence of Klestov and also Mamadov, who didn't make it. Here's Musi. The Italians are often poor starters in major tournaments, but they couldn't have asked for a better opening than that, really. A goal inside the first 5 minutes from Casiraghi. A clearance set by Cherchesov straight to Delivio. Casiraghi able to pounce. Cherchesov with no time there to redeem himself. Couldn't get down for the shot. The Russians beginning now to click into gear. Campin. Here's Maldini. Widely regarded as just about the best defender in the world. Certainly in that position on the left side. Casiraghi, it was a wonderful piece of marksmanship from him. The villain of the piece, Cherchesov, preferred it goal to Karin of Chelsea. Maybe Oleg Rumantsev will be regretting that decision now. Onopko with Musi, and Onopko mistimed his challenge then. I'm sure that's going to be a caution. Onopko claiming that he played the ball, but Leslie Mottram, the Scottish referee, didn't see it that way. He's certainly given the free kick. Just a fraction late, Onopko. The Italians will look to get Musi down this right side whenever he can. Confirmation there, the yellow card for the Russian captain, Viktor Onopko. And no argument in my book. Maldini has advanced, Apolloni as well, very dangerous in the air, both of these two, and of course Casiraghi. Some worrying faces there among the Russian defenders. Onopko failing to make contact there, but no danger. Kanchelskis hasn't really got in the game yet. The Italians will be so well aware of what he can do. That piece of play by Maldini. Kanchelskis saying beforehand he was relishing the prospect of facing Maldini. You've got to prove yourself the best, you've got to play against the best, he says. And in most people's eyes, that man is Paolo Maldini. To Tranza. Kovtun to Onopko. Being hustled there by Zola. Plenty of eagerness and enthusiasm about the Italians. A lot of people criticise their work rate and say it's been at the expense of flair. Arrigo Sacchi is hoping to unite the two. Mostovoy taking the throw then for Russia. With Kanchelskis, now Onopko, so often linking with the forward players. He cleverly slotted through that, but the flag's up for offside against the Foggia striker Kolivanov. Plays for Serie B club in Italy, Foggia. And he was just offside there, maybe two of them. Certainly Kolivanov through the middle, I would think Kanchelskis as well. To Tranza. Two players at the side from the champions of Russia, Vladimir Kavkaz. Here's Delivio, the man who made on that opening goal for Casiraghi. Now Zola, whipping over a dangerous cross too, an enticing one. Here's Mostovoy though. Campin, who's had a splendid season against Spain in the Spanish league. From Real Sociedad. This is Delivio. Kanchelskis is backtracking. Having to cover the run of Maldini. Delivio now. It's a useful ball too. Del Piero lurking at the far post. Here is a Juventus player now. With Simula. Rather theatrical. It's Bushmanov who comes away with it. Onopko. Pressure applied then by Del Piero. They're certainly up for the task today, are the Italians. They've developed this pressing game down the years under Arrigo Sacchi, as indeed the Milan side did under him. So they have their critics back home who feel they have lost a bit of flair. And controversially, Roberto Baggio, Vialli, Signori, all not selected for the squad. But Arrigo Sacchi believes he's got the balance right. They're certainly not without talent, not without ability. When you look through the team, the likes of Del Piero and Zola, Maldini, and certainly Albertini will be the fulcrum in midfield. This is Casiraghi, who plays with such belligerence up front. But reminded us too with a goal of his finishing quality. Onopko. Now to Tranza. Kanchelskis. This is Campin. Maldini's pass. Zola. The referee, Leslie Marshall, has kept play going, and Kolivanov wasting his opportunity. I think he enjoyed that in the crowd rather more than Kolivanov did. A speculative shot and way over the bar. Apolloni. Di Matteo, always getting out of the way carelessly. Could be a shooting chance here, not too far wide either from Kolivanov. A way to go, open that for him then. Igor Kolivanov from the Italian club Foggia. Options around him, but he chose to go it alone. And it was very nearly the right selection. Albertini was cautioned a moment or so ago. Not sure what that was for. Onopko to Tranza. Di Matteo, who has the anchor role in midfield for the Italians. Not a spectacular player, but certainly a prodigious worker. This is Kovtun from Dynamo Moscow. Good movement up front from Kolivanov, but he's just gone a bit too soon. Kolivanov, who was hoping to return to Italy's top flight with Foggia, but they haven't made it back from Serie B. Costa Quarta. Kovtun. Free kick to Italy, taken from the wrong place by Albertini. Leslie Mottram from Scotland, the man in charge today. This is Costa Quarta. Made off by Di Livio to Musi. Now Zola. Plays down a bit too quickly there by Kovtun. Again, Apolloni, the number 2 there, has gone up. Maldini as well. And of course, they have the aerial threat of Pierluigi Casiraghi. Good claim though by Cherchesov. And setting Kanchelskis on his way. Getting a great roar from the fans here in Liverpool. The Evertonians among them anyway. And certainly from what Russians there are here. Wasn't a bad ball played in there, and Kolivanov was almost on the end of it. Young Radimov, who supplied the cross. Off goes Zola. There's a real jewel in Italy's crown when he's on song. Did really well, that kicking run by Zola. Such a talented player. Albertini losing out though to Capi. Maldini against the pace of Kanchelskis. And it had Angelo Peruzzi hearing out of his goal to snuff out the danger. And the Italians are so aware of the pace of Kanchelskis and hoping to spring the offside trap to counter that threat. But if they were thinking of that on that occasion, it didn't work. Tachanza with Mostovoy. Kovtun. Up by Simbola. Simbola again. But away by the cool figure of Paolo Maldini. Really is the team's spiritual leader now, Maldini, since the retirement from the international scene of Franco Baresi. Musi now making cracks again down that right side. Certainly they look dangerous when they come forward, the Italians, as they emphasised with the early goal and 1 or 2 other moments too. They've certainly caused some consternation at the back for the Russians. All going to plan so far for Arrigo Sacchi. He's under enormous pressure to achieve success in Euro 96. He's paid enough, more than £1 million a year. Not Kerr on a clumsy clearance by a man of his stature. There's a shot goal from Casiraghi that certainly didn't stretch Cherchesov this time. There's certainly going to be some competition up front though for places in this Italian side, but Ravanelli is fully fit. He's been troubled by an Achilles tendon problem. They also have young Chiesa in reserve as well, who had such a brilliant season with Sampdoria. Is now moving to Parma for £10 million. Mostovoy organising this free kick. Goes for Strasbourg in France, Mostovoy. Here he is now, the number 10. Approaching the halfway stage in the first half. Anopko sliding it through to Karpin. Karpin with a shot that's charged down by Apolloni, but here's the chance. Simbola! 1-1. Well, this time it was the Italians who looked ragged defensively. And Simbola has taken full advantage. That slide rule pass there from Anopko. Karpin confronted by Apolloni, but it falls there for Simbola. And he slotted it in. Anopko was the architect here. And it fell somewhat fortuitously for Simbola, but still there was work to be done. And as he was closed down by Peruzzi, he still managed to guide it in. Really well executed goal then from Simbola, beating Peruzzi on his near post. Italy 1, Russia 1. The goal from Ilya Simbola, the Spartak Moscow player. So impressive in the Champions League, his 4th goal for his country. To Chadza, and suddenly the Russians are right back in the game. Been a good contest so far too. Karpin. No. Oh, Kanchelskis is still managing to keep it in. To Chadza. I thought the opportunity had gone there. Delivio back defending. To Chadza, who's giving the Russians balance down the right side. Gorbatsov, the coach of Russia. The team, they say, are so often prospective champions, but only in friendlies. But of course, they were finalists in this European competition back in '88, when they lost to the Dutch. And it was Italy they beat as the old Soviet Union in the semi-finals. Italy's last game at this level, they didn't qualify in '92. Here's the goal again. Little altercation going on there involving Kolivanov and Costa Curta, and he was out of position then to let in Simbola. Took the goal really well. He's a class act, this fella. Costa Curta being pressurized unfairly then by Kolivanov. I think the whistle had gone anyway for a free kick to the Italians. And here is Maldini. Now Albertini, his Milan teammate. Casiraghi. Did really well there to put it back to Del Piero. More danger threatening, and the header flashing away from Zola. Delivio arriving as well, and it was Zola on the end of the cross. Italy's leading scorer from the qualifiers. He was first to that one, then Zola, in ahead of those two Russian defenders as well. Gianfranco Zola in the team to a certain extent at the expense of Roberto Baggio, the man so controversially left out of the Italian squad for Euro '96. Anopko, Baggio, of course, the star of USA in '94. And almost single-handedly, he got the Italians to the final. Bushmanov. And the younger players on the side, Bushmanov. Offside here against Kanchelskis. in the season with Everton after his switch from Manchester United. Maldini. Ishmanov. Clumsy clearance though. There's no chance there to Simbola. Delivio taking the throw to Musi. Albertini. Always looks so smooth in possession, Albertini. Apolloni to Costa Curta. Flicked on by Simbola initially. They do raid very quickly on the counter-attack. Copy. Well, there's the offside trap. Spun effectively by the Italians. They've got it well organised. You see Apolloni there in the centre stepping up. Musi. Mostovoy. Here's Simbola. Linking with Radimov. And Koptun. The Notko. It's a foul by Di Matteo. Plays for Lazio in Italy, Di Matteo. Again, you can see there defenders advancing, trying to catch the Russians offside. Kachanza. No way through for Kanchelskis. Del Piero now. Again looking down the left side. Capi to Kanchelskis. Now Capi again. Kolivanov. Turn well. Support from Mostovoy and from Koptun. The Russians showing much more belief in themselves now, having got back that goal. But the Italians always a threat on the counter-attack too. To Tranza. Foul by Apolloni. Went right at the back of Kanchelskis there. He was threatening to accelerate away from him. So Mostovoy supervising the free kick, along with Kolivanov, the number 9. Here is Kolivanov. Easily away by Apolloni, but not very efficiently. Mostovoy. Albertini to Maldini, cheekily on then to Di Matteo, but he's conceded possession. Nopko with the Tranza. Now Koptun. Simbola. Here's Zola. Costa Curta and Roberto Musi. Casaraghi was in the centre, so too there was a Nopko. Del Piero. Well, with the kind of finishing that he's shown over the past couple of seasons, you certainly wouldn't rule him out from that range, but it was ambitious. Ivanov. No, flags up for offside. It's always a risky game, though, especially against the pace of these players. Ivanov and, of course, Kanchelskis. Now, Leslie Mottram is going to take another name here. Ivanov, presumably for protesting. Costa Curta taking the free kick. It's closer to Leslie Mottram than one of his teammates. Koftun. Flick on then by Capin. Capin, who had a splendid season with Real Sociedad in Spain. And they will be moving on to Valencia. This is Ivanov. Good run here. Out wide is Kanchelskis. Three in the centre. And it spins away off Maldini for a corner. Again, some incisive raiding then from the Russians, who do break so quickly, so swiftly from the back. And the Italians have really got to keep beyond their guard to contain them. Here's Simbola. Away from Del Piero, still Simbola, who's clearly happier on his left foot. Mostovoy with a cross in, dealt with by Apolloni. And I think there was an elbow there on Albertini. But he really is a menacing figure, Simbola. Not only through the goal that he scored, his general play has been very impressive. Albertini. Casiraghi. Now Di Matteo. Here's Maldini. Del Piero. Kanchelskis had come back with it. Laid off towards Zola by Casiraghi. Maldini. Broken up and no foul. Play on, says Leslie Mottram. Off goes Capin. Kanchelskis had wheeled away to his right here. We've got players through the centre too. Again, this pacey counter-attack. Simbola. Good tackle by Costa Curta. No, the referee says foul. But I must admit, my first reaction there was that he played the ball. And it's up to Costa Curta. The lad, of course, who missed out on the World Cup final through suspension, and also the Champions League final of that year. Kanchelskis alongside Mostovoy. And here is Mostovoy. Generally, the standard of free kicks hasn't been all that impressive so far at Euro 96, not for the standard of player that we have on view. Mostovoy with 8 goals for his country. And this is his 33rd appearance. And that's his first in that particular headgear. Anopko. Costa Curta. Now Apolloni, the Parma defender. Foul by Kanchelskis on Del Piero. Albertini will take this free kick for the Italians. Stanislav Cherchesov organises the ranks in front of him. Leslie Mottram keeping a very watchful eye on that wall. Here's Albertini, and the shot got through, but not too far. Petranza. normally pretty useful on free kicks, Albertini, but surprisingly didn't score a single goal for the champions Milan in the Italian Serie A last season. Zola certainly did for Parma. It'll be a corner to the Italians, which will be, I'm sure, the signal for Maldini to go up and Apolloni to add their threat to that of Kasuragi, the man whose goal has given Arrigo Sacchi's team that early lead, but cancelled out by Simpola. Zola then taking the kick. Zola again, deft control. Deep across this time too. Del Piero is after it and ran him off back defending. A clumsy challenge by Del Piero. And not too many referees would have ruled in his favour there in that kind of situation. All rather untidy, and the decision going the defender's way. Del Piero singled out as potentially one of the players of the tournament. This is Delivio, turned delightfully away from Carpine. Albertini, good reading of the game though at the back then from Bushmanov, the CSKA Moscow player. And his fourth appearance for the Russians, so a relative newcomer. The linesman not happy about something there. In conference with Leslie Mottram. It's a free kick to the Russians anyway. Who, of course, won the very first European Championships as the old Soviet Union back in 1960. Runners up in 64, 72, and then 88 against Holland. Banopko. This is Bushmanov. Now Koftun. Mostovoy. Great work by him. Here's Kanchelskis, threatening Maldini. He'll have to settle on those little runs, cutting inside Kanchelskis and then striking for goal. Well, the Italians smothered his effort, but in the end had to resort to illegal tactics to bring down Mostovoy. Just converged on him then. I think it was Apolloni who caught him. Maybe Maldini, who was also looking to close down Mostovoy. Now, will Kolivanov fancy this one, perhaps? The number 9 is hovering, so too Mostovoy. Certainly plenty to concern Peruzzi in that Italian goal. It looks like they're lining it up here for Kolivanov. Here he is now. Oh dear. Well, England are apparently asking Uri Geller to help them with their preparations. I think he must have helped Kolivanov with that one, the way it bent away. Del Piero. Down goes Mostovoy again. And the Italians seem to have singled him out for special attention in this first half. Certainly singled him out as a potential threat to them. Just got a glimpse there in the background of Ravanelli. I wonder if we're going to see him in this game for the Italians if things aren't going too well for them up front. Here now is Kanchelskis, hoping to expose the Italians at the back. Di Matteo with the clearance then. Mostovoy, strange throw in by Kanchelskis. With 5 minutes of the first half remaining. Mostovoy on for Kolivanov, but Maldini is there. Del Piero. Free kick to Italy. Maldini and Costa Curta. Here's Musi. Zola. Anopko to Simbola. Then Bushmanov finding Tranza. The Russians have been very secretive in their preparations for Euro 96. Most of their training has been behind closed doors. They haven't wanted too many visitors in. They've given the odd obligatory press conference, but not too much else has been given away. And they come here with a genuine belief that they are among the favourites themselves. Certainly the Italians are, on pedigree alone. To Tranza, almost over the line there. He must have kept it in. The linesman's got a better view than I have. Simbola. Now Kanchelskis. Good movement again from the Russians. Kanchelskis for the shot. Well, he enjoyed his last appearance at Anfield, but he played here with Everton. He scored twice. And he was almost on the score sheet then for the Russians, whose confidence has grown throughout this first half. Menacing run then by Kanchelskis, but he couldn't supply the right finish. One of the more experienced players in the Russian team, Kanchelskis, with now 43 caps. Only Anopko in this lineup has more. Anopko on the ball now. It's just the one shot on target from the Russians. But it was one that mounted. Here's Zola now. Lovely skill by Zola. It's so hard to dispossess. Now Del Piero swinging over the cross. Delivio was in the middle. Maldini taking the throw. Del Piero. Full here for Delivio. The shot charged down by Simbola. Delivio again. Wide of him, Musi. Delivio. Still the Juventus man. He's provided the cross. Well, the Russians have snuffed out the danger. Delivio, who came on as a substitute in the Champions League final for Juventus on that night of triumph. Musi's throw to Zola. Musi again. Kazaragi in the centre. Punched out of the air with consummate ease by Cherchesov, whose confidence doesn't seem to have been too badly dented by his aberration early on that presented the Italians with that first goal. Victor Anopko. Koftun. Now Simbola. Simbola. And that was too easily read though by the Italians. Off goes Zola now. He's got Delivio to his right and Casaraghi here, linking up now with Del Piero. Del Piero's shot didn't really get hold of it though. He drifted in from the left. He feels himself he's more dangerous when he's further forward, Del Piero. Maybe operating just behind the front players, as he often does for Juventus. But Saki prefers him out in that wide role. Anopko to Kapin. The end of the first half. Hardly any stoppage time at all added on there by Leslie Mottram. Casiraghi with the early goal for the Italians, but wiped out by Simbola's reply to give us a half-time score of Italy 1, Russia 1. So the Italians start the second half, kicking from left to right, and they brought on Roberto Donadoni in place of Del Piero, and the switch two made by the Russians. They brought on Yanovsky in place of Bushmanov. Well, that's just an injury change. We're not too sure. Donadoni on then for Del Piero for the Italians. Del Piero had a fairly quiet first half, operating down the left side. I think Donadoni will just take over that role from him. Promising start here then for the Italians. Oh, the flick just going wide from Casiraghi. Again, the marking was none too tight at all. Mussi with the cross in there, and nobody picked up Casiraghi. And the Russians seem to have their attention still back in the dressing room. Musi's cross flicked in by Casiraghi. And Cherchesov very relieved to see that one go past the post. Where was the marking here? It was loose, to put it mildly. And Casiraghi, who scored early on in the first, almost repeated that at the start of the second. Mostovoy. Offside. Defenders came streaming forward then for the Italians. Romentsov, I'm sure, has been at pains at half-time to get across them. Now they've got to counter this offside trap being effectively deployed by the Italians. Can you just lower my voice a little bit? Just lower my voice a bit. Anopko. The Russians so anxious to impress after USA 94 when they lost a lot of their key players through the boycott and didn't get beyond the first phase despite a crushing win over the Cameroon. 6 goals, 5 of them from Selenko, who doesn't feature anymore. Mostovoy, outmaneuvered though by Di Matteo. Now here's Donadoni, who's only recently returned to the Italian national squad, but of course has been a great servant to club and country down the years. Now playing in the new American Football League with the Metro Stars. Maldini. Apolloni's pass, flicked on by Casiraghi towards Delivio. Casiraghi again. I think he just got a whack then from Koftun. Leslie Mottram just keeping a careful eye on that little confrontation between the two. Di Matteo, Casiraghi making the run for him. Came down off Koftun. And cleared away, but rather poorly, straight to Donadoni. From the substitute Yanovsky. Donadoni with the cross. Anopko was there. Very cool, casual on the back of Anopko. If he was under pressure, he didn't want you to know. Albertini. Zola trying to deceive his man. Here's Di Matteo. That was surely a trip by Kanchelskis. And it will be a free kick to the Italians. Kanchelskis, who's had to get through his fair share of defensive duties, as well as attacking whenever the opportunity has arisen down the right side for the Russians. And they have played with exceptional pace, and they had their reward for that goal from Simbola, and certainly threatened the Italians on many other occasions too, without really looking quite sharp enough directly in front of goal. Zola with this free kick here. Delivio has gone across to join him. Albertini there too, a man who can certainly strike a ball from long range. Albertini, the number 10. Keep your eye on him. Here is Albertini, and the shot is through! Cheshayev couldn't hold it. In came Apolloni, and my, that was an escape then for the Russians. The sheer venom on the shot from Albertini was too hot for Cheshayev to handle. Zola with a corner kick, cleared by Mostovoy. Could spell this for the Italians. Certainly the Russians enjoyed more possession in the first half. Maybe we're going to see a change in the picture in the second. The Italians, who of course lost their opening game in USA 94 to the Irish. Delivio. I think maybe playing a bit more central in the second half, Delivio. Well, as a newcomer on the international scene for the Italians. Here's Nopko. Again showing his coolness. So composed, Nopko. Really talented player. He has been with Oviedo in Spain, but there's a strong chance he may be going to Atletico Madrid, the new champions of the Spanish league. Zola, a great turn. Deserved better reward, really. This is Radimov. Didn't see too much of him in the first half. The young man, Beirut, is one of the outstanding prospects in the Russian game. Just 20 years old. Well, we know all about this man, Kanchelskis. Another lightning burst of speed through the middle, but he crashed straight into Peruzzi, who's known as the Wild Boar. One of the many nicknames he's had down the years. Careless that from Musi. But here he is again, on for Delivio. Now Zola, just flicked through, and the shot's got in from Casiraghi. 2-1. And it's that man, Pierluigi Casiraghi, in the right place again. Some glorious link-up play then with Zola. So much to admire about the awareness of Zola. And then the finishing of Casiraghi. A real predator in the 18-yard box. Great little pass through then from Zola. And a spanking drive from Casiraghi. Right into the corner. So aware of what's going on around him then, Zola. He's seen Casiraghi. And Cheshayev with no chance of getting down to it. So 7 minutes into the second half. Italy are back in front. 2 goals from Casiraghi. 1 at the start of the first, and now again in the second. But can they hold on to it this time, or maybe build on it too? Kanchelskis. Donadoni. The covering tackle was from Yanovsky, the other Vladi Kafkas player in the squad, along with Petradze. Vladi Kafkas, the champions of Russia. We'll be seeing them in the Champions League next season. Albertini. Zola. About his vision, set up the goal for Casiraghi. Simbola. Well, the Italian fans in great voice now. Very high expectations for Euro 96. They're certainly among the favourites. And Arrigo Sacchi believes they're heading towards their peak now in time for this tournament. Here's the goal again. Excellent work by Zola. And Petradze unable to get to Casiraghi in time. Meantime, the Russians threatening at the other end. As Radimov went forward. Kovtun with a header. And then by Kolivanov. Good policing by Costa Curta. Helped out by Apolloni. Maldini. Always favoured in the air against Kanchelskis. But a fascinating contest on the deck. Donadoni, I think Saki feels maybe we'll give them better balance now down the left side. Del Piero certainly isn't an orthodox midfield player, but of course has the knack of scoring important goals. Donadoni on for him in the second half. Di Matteo lost out there to Simbola. Anopko, who came forward to set up the equaliser for the Russians. And they will look to get him forward again, I'm sure, in the second period. Rather like Sammer of Germany, he reads the game so well and can be so effective going forward. I think that came off Karpin. Rumentsov hoping his team can respond in the second half as they did in the first. That'll be a free kick to Italy for the offence on Zola. By Vladislav, or rather Igor Yanovsky. Just 21, Yanovsky. Albertini. On by Costa Curta to Di Matteo. The initiative at the moment is with the Italians. Here's Zola. Just asked a bit too much, though, of Delivio. But he's working very, very hard, Zola. A player of undoubted flair and enterprise, but he's showing today he's prepared to get through his quota of hard work as well. So important at this very highest level. Kovtun. Here's Simbola, the Russian Player of the Year. And he reminded us why with his goal in the first half, which was superbly taken. Here's Karpin. Anopko. Petranza. Off goes Kanchelskis. Just brushed aside by Maldini. He's an elegant defender. Very, very few players get the better of him. You feel you could put him in any position on the field and he'd still respond. That was Donadoni with a mistake. Now Mostovoy. Kanchelskis has the Chatzer wide of him. Radimov. Good combination play from the Russians, but they haven't unsettled the Italian defence, marshalled there by Apolloni. Now, what can Simbola do here? Kolivanov inside it. And it's Di Matteo who's broken it up. And away goes Casiraghi. A lone figure for the moment, but support is arriving. Zola's in the centre. Casiraghi. Too long for Zola. Di Matteo had kept going. It was his pass initially. That released Casiraghi. Mostovoy. Now Kanchelskis. Will he be the key to open up this Italian defence? Kolivanov. Being hounded there by Delivio. That was Musi. The Italians defending tigerishly. Musi, of course, who played in the World Cup final in '94. Although they didn't finish it because of injury. Here come the Italians sweeping forward again now with Zola. Didn't measure the pass though this time. The idea was there. And they are looking more and more dangerous as this game goes on. Zola and Casiraghi. Now Karpin's turn to wheel away in frustration. Donadoni. No, Delivio won't reach that one. He's not that quick. Simbola. The Russians still very much in this game. They have so many talented players carrying a potential threat to the Italians, and this one in particular, Simbola. Easing away from Musi, and the shot from Mostovoy! Terrific effort there. Oh, how frustrating for Mostovoy. And the Russians very, very close to another equaliser. Some nimble work down the flank here from Simbola. And spun away then off course to Courtois, and Mostovoy was very close. Certainly had Peruzzi scrambling across his goal. Mostovoy, who was a regular scorer for Strasbourg in the French league. Kachauskas now. Offside. Indeed, Mostovoy, I was mentioning there, was the top scorer for Strasbourg from midfield with 10 goals during the last campaign. Now the Italians want to bring on Diego Fuser of Lazio.
Substitute for Italy, number 17.
He will be replacing Delivio, the Juventus man. Fuser, who normally operates down the right side. So he'll be taking over Delivio's position. Arrigo Sacchi making the change. And hoping his team can build from their promising start to the second half. They've got one goal. And you feel there is certainly a threat to the Russians, who don't look all that compact at the back. Missing these key defenders. Ivanov to Mostovoy. Here's Kachauskas. Good work there by Donadoni. Di Matteo. Zola ahead of him. This is Zola now. Casiraghi making his run. Still Zola. Such sorcery on the ball. Di Matteo, who's seen the run of Maldini. The Italians beginning to impose themselves now. But Kiriakov is going to come on for the Russians. Some surprise that he wasn't in the starting lineup. Karpin is the man to be replaced. Sergei Kiriakov, who plays for Karlsruhe in Germany, the beaten German Cup finalists. He's a very dangerous player, this fellow. 15 goals for the Russian team, including those played for the old USSR and CIS sides. And he's been around for a while too, Kiriakov. It's his 34th cap. Now by Mostovoy on Fuser, who was something of a surprise in the Italian squad. Hadn't really been in the frame until the final party was named by Arrigo Sacchi. But then you never know quite what to expect from him. He's selected over 80 players during his, well, now 45 matches in charge. Musi with the cross. Can't link up with Casiraghi. Kachauskas. Radimov. Out wider now is Kolivanov. Then Simbola. Onopko. To Tranza. Onopko was put under pressure there. Here's Di Matteo on for Zola. Oh, great pass from Zola to find Fuser. Fuser with the shots. Again, such enterprise shown by Gianfranco Zola, who's having an inspired afternoon. This is Maldini. And Zola's message so far today to the football-loving folk of Italy is, who needs Roberto Baggio? Casiraghi, I think, was leading into his man then. That was certainly the view of Leslie Mottram. Leading it to Janowski, who's on the ball now. Ranimov, the 20-year-old, on then to Tratza. And Kiriakov. First time he's really got it in the game. And he's won the corner after his challenge there with Donadoni. Simbola has gone across to take the kick. Nearing the midway point in the second half. Kiriakov is the man in the 6-yard area. Janowski has come up, the number 18. Field for handball. Nothing given. Anopko. That was Costa Cuerta. Kofton. It goes for Chioskis. Might fall for Kiriakov. Maldini away to Albertini. Now Di Matteo. One back by Ranimov. The Russians looking to apply some pressure now. Simbola goes down eagerly, but fairly, by Di Matteo. One of the unsung heroes in the Italian side so far, Di Matteo. Just tucking into that anchor roll, hoping to release the likes of Zola here. Anopko. Kofton. Ranimov, the golden boy of Russian football. But he couldn't impose himself there. Fuzer. A little bit too tight. Off goes Kolivanov now. Very direct player, Kolivanov, as he's showing here. Not a bad effort at the end. The Italians will be happy to keep him at that range. But he was certainly going for goal. Igor Kolivanov. From the Italian Serie B side, Foggia. Forgotten by Kazuragi. Again, underlining his prowess in the air. But he's not bad on the ground either, as he's shown with his 2 goals today. And the clamour for Ravanelli to be selected is forgotten now after Kasuragi's showing. Here's Kolivanov. Well, the Russians, I think, will have to be a bit more ambitious now, and they do seem to be getting 1 or 2 more forward. They're going to chase the game a bit. Kiriakov turning his man. Apolloni. But he'll pose a fresh danger, will Kiriakov, to the Italian defence, well marshalled by Costa Cuerta and Apolloni. Wesley Mottram keeping the game flowing so far. Not too many yellow cards, thankfully. They are rather interrupting the flow of the matches. For all UEFA's insistence that they are not out of order, people want to see the games moving, as the Russians are doing here. Ranimov. Now to Tratza. Kiriakov to Tratza again. Surely handled. That was Kolivanov. Kolivanov, who has been cautioned already. Here's Zola away from Anopko. Wonderful skill by Zola. And all credit there to the Russian keeper for the save. Did really well to spread himself. Zola was through away from Anopko, accelerating clear. But Chiseov making a splendid save. Onopko, who was caught out there by the awareness once more of Zola. Cherchesov to the rescue for the Russians. Zola's corner kick. And the overhead kick. Surely the foot was very high from Fouzer. Well, the referee hasn't seen it as an infringement, but the Russians are in possession. Another substitution. Dobrovolsky, familiar name down the years, is going to come on now. And it's Simbola, the goal scorer, who's going off. So a change of plan for the Russians to release Dobrovolsky into the fray now. Certainly a proven goal scorer of proven ability. Onopko to hoist it forward now. Kiriakov. Apolloni was there with him. Here's Di Matteo. Maldini. Di Matteo. Tetradze. Onopko. Patient approach play from the Russians, but they've been caught again. Off goes Zola, who's proving a real handful for the Russians. Surely was being held off there by Yanovsky. Zola has been Italy's inspiration today, and he will hope to be so again now on this free kick. Might be Albertini again to try one from here. Fouzer possesses a very dangerous shot from this kind of distance, but he doesn't seem to be featuring at the moment in the frame. Dobrovolsky just on as a substitute back in the wall there. Now I wonder what Zola might have up his sleeve here. He has scored some brilliant free kicks in his time, and he's clearly fired up for this game. The man of the moment for the Italians. Here is Zola. Zola shots! A rueful smile. It was very, very near. Curled just over the top. Well, the keeper, I'm sure, will tell you that he had it covered. But it's the closest we've come to a goal from a set piece today. Now the Italians pouring forward again. Di Matteo, not a player renowned for his goal-scoring prowess. Casiraghi, who's toiled away up front, worked so hard. But Saki now may well be thinking about making a change up there, I would think. Certainly checking on the condition of Casiraghi, who doesn't look too comfortable, does he? Meantime, here come the Russians. Good anticipation, though, initially there from Apolloni. Donadoni. Zola. Terrific play done by Zola, selling the dummy. Here's Fouzer. Zola again. The Russians on the back foot. Still Zola. We've seen some delightful moments from him today. Off the chest, I think that was right too. Certainly Leslie Mosham had a perfect view. Here's Kanchelskis. Look how well Maldini got back there. Superb defending there by Maldini. But here's Kiriakov. Linking with Kanchelskis, but it's come to nothing. Just can't find that edge in front of goal now, the Russians. Donadoni. And always the threat that the Italians might score another one. It's a foul on Radimov by Donadoni. Two players perhaps at the opposite end of their careers. Young Radimov here from CSKA Moscow. Only his 8th cap. Of the Italians, only Musi is older than Donadoni. Donadoni winning his 61st. Kiriakov. Getting the better of Maldini. You don't see that too often. That'll be a goal kick. Yeah, that's spot on there. Kiriakov a little unlucky. And he's certainly added a new dimension to Russia's attacking play since he's come on. Konchesky, who will always be a menace. Maldini at full stretch to contain it. Vociferous support for the Italian team. In goes Zola again, and Opko bravely away. Good block by Fauzer. 15 minutes to go. 14 now. The Italians have the edge. But the points certainly aren't secure yet. Arrigo Sacchi saying beforehand he's desperate for his team to win this opening game, with Germany looking so strong. Donadoni. Casiraghi getting forward now. This is Di Matteo to Albertini. There are options ahead of him now. All splitting defenders with a pass to Musi. Good marauding down the flank from Musi, but he can't provide the service at the end of it. Some good flowing football then, though, from Arrigo Sacchi's team. Where did he get that hat? Mostovoy. Blocked by Albertini. Zola. Didn't get sufficient weight on the pass, though. But again, the idea was there. He's such a thoughtful, imaginative player, Zola. Albertini. Now Donadoni. Maldini setting off away to his left. This is Maldini now, the Italian captain. Donadoni has kept going. Casiraghi's in the centre. Here's Maldini now, trying to force his way through. And Tetrazza just did enough to hold him off. Well, there was plenty of support in the middle then from the Italians. Look at the strength here of Maldini. Tetrazza really had his work cut out to hold him out. Corner then to Italy. Tetrazza. Well, his defending was crucial then to the Russians. Apolloni has come up for the kick. The number 2 in there. Maldini has stayed up. That was him on the near post. But this time to no avail. Mostovoy. It's not one yet. Kolivanov. Mostovoy. Off goes Albertini. He's had a resourceful game in midfield. Just tugging the strings, really. Now Musi. Konopko to Radimov. Now Mostovoy. Kiriakov hoping to stretch this Italian defence. Di Matteo. Beaten by Kiriakov. Let's take them all on. Yeah, he's been a constant source of irritation since his arrival as a second-half substitute. Ravanelli about to come on now for the Italians. There have been 1 or 2 minor problems with an injury with Ravanelli. The man who, of course, scored the crucial goal for Juventus in the Champions League final that led to the successful penalty shootout. Casiraghi going off, and Ravanelli as impressed as anyone by Casiraghi's contribution this afternoon. You don't find many more enthusiastic players than this fellow. I wonder if he's got the director about over-celebrating if he scores. I don't think he'll give a hoot. Mostovoy. That was cleverly done there. It was a rash challenge by Ravanelli. Kyriakov. Ravanelli at right back now. Kyriakov. I can play those. Says I can play there. Mostovoy. The Russians just seeking some sharpness up front, a cutting edge to some promising attacking play. There's plenty of noise around the stadium, and he's making most of it. He won't get a jump for his next birthday, that's for sure. Costa Curta with the free kick. Flicked on by Zola. He's away now. Ravanelli inside him. Here is Ravanelli! What a disappointment. The Russians were sliced apart then. Zola releasing Ravanelli. And he just couldn't finish it off. Some entrance that would have been. Ran him off. As it is, the Russians are still in there with a fighting chance. Kaczynskis. Kyriakov. Maldini was a bit late there. Rolling into the tackle. No further action other than the free kick. Now, is this another substitution? Oh, a yellow card for Houghton. Not sure what that was for. He knows. Kyriakov back on his feet, back in the fray. Houghton has gone forward. Dobrovolsky with the free kick, and surely Donadoni wasn't far enough away there. There'll be a yellow card for him. So I think I spoke too soon earlier when I said there weren't too many yellow cards. The number is increasing now, quite rapidly. Well, he certainly isn't the requisite distance away, is he? So a caution for Roberto Donadoni. And some more worrying for the Italian defence to do, maybe. Kyriakov. That took a deflection then. Up comes Peruzzi. And fisting it away very powerfully. Peruzzi on the break. The Italians edging their way towards what they will see as a vital victory in this first match. But having to defend for the moment. Still the Russians with more possession. But can they put it to better effect than they have so far? Anopko. That was Di Matteo. Got his foot in the way again. He's done a good solid job, Di Matteo, in the heart of the midfield for the Italians alongside Albertini. Here's Zola, whose guile up front has certainly caught the eye. Zola again. And then from Di Matteo, who's provided the craft in midfield. The craft and the graft. Donadoni. Donadoni's shots. Shot come cross, really. Could have been embarrassing for the Russians, but now they can launch the counter-attack through Kyriakov. Away from Apolloni. Still Kyriakov. Too many defenders. Nothing wrong with the tackle. Donadoni. Zola in oceans of space here. Lucy has kept going. This is Fuzer. Might have done better there. But now the Italians can still have some more defending to do. Fine anticipation from Maldini. Clearly out in Euro 96 to underline what most of us think anyway, that he's the best in his position in the world. Kudiakov got away from Maldini, but Apolloni is there. Up towards Kolivanov, but there was no support for him. Albertini just trying to calm it all down now. 5 minutes left. Ravanelli. On by Anopko, who's opted in the main to stay back in that defensive role. Well, then there's been plenty to concern the Russians when the Italians have come forward. And they've needed to keep their shape at the back. Radimov. To Transit. And that's an excellent pass. Kudiakov. Donadoni having to track back with him. Well played, Donadoni. The shot was being tugged at surely by Kudiakov, which he readily acknowledges.
The attendance for today's game is 35,120.
35,000 just over at Anfield today. And I'm sure they've enjoyed this match. There's been some very enterprising moments to admire from both teams. The Russians with a lot of possession, but the Italians have a slender lead with the goal poaching of Kasuragi. And certainly the repertoire of skills from Gianfranco Zola. Making no headway that time, though. Here's Dobrovolsky. Doesn't have a club at the moment. Anopko. Tetradze. Played it through, but Costa Curta to tidy up at the back for the Italians. Anopko. Tetradze. Mostovoy to Kudiakov. Costa Curta's clearance. Down goes Kudiakov. But Donadoni to thread it on for the Italians. To Zola. Donadoni again. Now Di Matteo. Rossi did well. Costa Curta. Such determination from the Italians. Zola. Now it's Anopko. They want to keep it moving now, the Russians. As the Italians backpedal. Kuchelskis on to Mostovoy. The Italians in the ground can't wait now for the final whistle. Won't come for a while yet. It was Cockton who was clattered then as he played it through. Not sure Leslie Mottram had too good a view of that. It's a bit late to me. Italian voices ringing around Anfield as their team head towards victory, unless the Russians can pull something out of the fire right at the end here. Zola, who's tormented them all afternoon, on by Musi to Ravanelli. Fouzer inside him. Here is Fouzer. Di Matteo worked tidily on then to Albertini. Donadoni, his former Milan teammate, into the last minute. Albertini again. Down by Zola to Ravanelli, but the whistle's gone. Free kick to Russia. Dobrovolsky. On by Tatrata to Kiriakov. Maldini out there with him. Great play by Kiriakov. Just wouldn't fall then, wouldn't sit up for Kolivanov. Alert defending by the Italians. Ravanelli. All swept straight to Tatrata. The pressure stays on the Italian goal. Dobrovolsky on from Mostovoy. Kolivanov. Bussi was there. Here's Ravanelli. Now Donadoni. Clear of Kanchelskis. Donadoni with the cross. It goes Fuzer with Radimov, and that'll be a free kick to Russia. The dying seconds now. Italy not exactly hanging on, but there's still hope for the Russians. Kiriakov. Showed too much of that to Paolo Maldini, but it's a Russian throw. Anxious faces among the Italians. Kanchelskis. Crompton. Mostovoy. Dobrovolsky. What a let-off then for the Italians. Mostovoy has slotted the pass through. And Dobrovolsky will be very disappointed with that. Di Matteo on by Fuzer. Cazzola. Now Fuzer. Zola has stayed out, maybe a touch of crap now. Great little pass from him. Ravanelli couldn't control it. Deep into stoppage time. The transfer. Petruzzi. Peruzzi rather. Maldini on for Ravanelli. Fuzer on the counter-attack for the Italians with Zola. And now Ravanelli, he can finish it here, but his control let him down. It will be a corner though, to his relief. But he could have settled it then. He's so lethal on his left foot. But his first touch wasn't a good one. The combination play was certainly incisive from the Italians. But control was certainly sloppy from Ravanelli. The final whistle has been blown, and the Italians can celebrate a winning start to Euro 96, in such contrast to the World Cup in '94 when they lost to the Irish team. They've beaten Russia by 2-1, 2 goals from Kasiragi. The lone reply for the Russians coming from Simbola.